Georgia is still seeing high transmission of coronavirus in every county in the state, with the majority of outbreaks still happening in our schools.
That's according to the State Department of Public Health, which held its first full public board meeting today since the pandemic began. Our Joe Henke listened in, and Joe, the situation at schools is worse than it's ever been, right?
Well, that's right, Sheba. The State Department of Public Health says over the past 60 days, 60% of outbreaks have taken place in K-12 schools. The state's top epidemiologist says that is a drastic increase compared to any other point during the pandemic, and currently is the most noteworthy trend the state is monitoring. Recently, there were weeks with more than 100 outbreaks in a single week in schools, signaling very high transmission in school settings. Right now, kids 12 and older, are eligible for vaccines, and state health officials believe some of these cases could have been prevented. While new COVID cases and hospitalizations statewide are now starting to trend downward again, this current peak surpassed all previous peaks, according to the state, meaning it could take a longer time than in the past to exit this current surge.
It's certainly still very indicative of a lot of strain in the hospital system, a lot of strain, again, in the school system, and plenty of risk of transmission in communities as well.
And recently, we've seen high demand for COVID testing, with the state asking people to stop heading to emergency rooms simply to be tested. Today, the state announced over the last several weeks, 16 new testing sites based at or next to hospitals have been set up to take strain off of emergency rooms, and 5 more will be set up by the end of the week.